I think you'll be able to work out how to unzip the thing. Just make sure with the zip that you go all the way around to the back, because if it breaks the zip, it will wreck the case. So bring it right around.
Just like a suitcase.
Yeah, just like a suitcase. And then when you open it up, hopefully, I should have checked this one before, shouldn't I? Hopefully it should have a cover over the top, which will look like, just grab the one. Sometimes students forget to put them back in. But most of them will have a cover just sitting over the instrument like that, and that's just to protect it from the other parts of the case. Alright? I'll start with a bow. So with the bow, there's a little turny thing here. Before you can get it out, you have to turn that. Can everyone see that? Yep. Be really careful when you take the bow out that the hairs, because this is just fine horsehair, and it's quite easy to break. Just make sure it's not going to get caught on this. Sometimes it gets caught in there. If you lift it up a little bit, don't pull it straight out, because what happens is it gets caught under there, and generally that tears out of the case. Alright, and that's hard to fix. So just lift it out and straight back, and you've got your bow out like that. Okay? Now see how all the strings look quite loose on there? Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Yep. That's how they should be when they're packed away. This is really, really important. We tighten up the strings when we play the violin, and then when we put it away again, we need to loosen them off. If we don't loosen them off, the bow can bend out this way, which looks a bit odd, and it's no good to play anymore. Basically, you throw it away, and it's about $70 for a new one. Okay? The other thing that can happen if you leave them done up is the strings will eventually start to snap. Okay? And that's no good either. So on the very bottom of the bow, there's this little thing here which turns. Oh, see that? That's what you use to tighten and loosen the bow. And what it does is it moves this bit, which is called the frog. It moves that up and down, which pulls the strings tight. Does that make sense? Yeah. You'll know if you're going too far the wrong way, because it starts unscrewing out the back of the bow. You want to see that starting to screw out there? Yeah. And you'll be able to see that and you go, oh no, I've gone the wrong way. And that's fine, you're not doing any damage. Don't pull it all the way out, because what will happen is then that'll fall out and the whole thing's coming apart. Not really a problem, but best not to do that, okay? I can just put that back in. So when you're screwing it up, make sure you're watching the strings. See how they're really loose at the moment. As I do that up, they'll start to go tight. Can everyone see them going tight?
Yeah.
There's one loose string in there that shouldn't really be that loose, but the rest of them are looking good, yeah? What you want to do is do it up until you've got about a little finger's width in there. Can everyone see that? It's about a little finger's width. And you should have a nice curve in the bow here too. Alright? If the bow starts going straight or starts going out the other way, you're doing it way too tight. You need to loosen it off right away. Alright? So that's the number one thing. The main thing that we need to replace with the violins usually is the bow, because the students left it done up for too long. Okay? When you're putting it back in, you just loosen it off. Probably the easiest way to describe it is until the strings are touching the wood. See how they're starting to touch the wood now?
Yep.
Can you see that? Yep. And then just the reverse. You slide the tip in and then you put the bow in. Okay? Sometimes they'll only go in one way. See how, if I push that in there, see how it doesn't quite fit because of this? Just go around the other way. Okay? You can go on the top one or the bottom one, doesn't matter. Okay? So that's the bow. So I'll just do them back up. And we'll leave that there for a minute. Next thing is the violin. So you can take the little cover off and pop that aside once you get it. And inside the case you'll have a shoulder rest. Okay? These things are adjustable and they screw in and out depending on how tall your neck is or how long your neck is. If you screw them all the way, it will eventually come out, so don't do that. These little things here too, sometimes they come a bit loose, but generally they should stay there like that. Okay, so that's a shoulder rest. And then you can get your violin out. It's just a little Velcro thing in the middle, and the violin pops straight out like that. Okay, before we can hold it properly, we need to get the shoulder rest onto the violin. Can everyone see this chin rest here? Yeah? Where do you think that goes? Under your chin. Yeah? Pretty obvious. Okay? Is anyone left-handed in here? There is one, yeah, cool. All right. You're not sure? You're not, okay.
I'm not.
So if you are left-handed, the thing with an orchestra is with your violins, they all face the same direction, so they're facing the conductor. So if you learnt to play the violin the other way round, and notice that doesn't work because there's no chin rest there, you'd be facing the opposite direction to everyone else, and it would look really funny. So really, with violins, everyone plays right-handed. But that doesn't really matter because you need coordination in both hands anyway. Okay? So the violin sticks out to your left, and that goes under your chin. But we don't do that yet because we need our shoulder rest. Can everyone see there's a little dip on one side of the shoulder rest? Can you see that dip? Yeah? It's just this bit here. That dip goes on the same side as the chin rest. Alright? So when you are sliding this on, it's best if you're looking down the instrument. If I've got a chair, I'll generally just hold the violin between my legs like that, so I'm not going to drop it. And I can see the curvy bit, and I can see where the chin rest is, and I line it up. And can you see there's like two little hooks here? Yeah? Those hooks hook onto the rim of the violin. So you just go from the back towards it like that until they're just sitting on there, and then you just slide it on a little bit, and you're done. Yeah? And that should stay put. Sometimes they pop off. It's not a big deal. Just put it between your legs again and slide it on again. Okay? Don't worry about that. So when you're holding it, you should be able to now. It should sit there. Try and look forward. Stick the violin in position, and then you should just be able to drop your chin down on the chin rest. And you can test this, but keep your arm under the violin. You should be able to hold it there with no hand. Yeah? You want to see that? Keep your hand there in case, because it's new to you. You don't want to drop the instrument. But if you're holding it right, you should just be able to do that. And that should be reasonably comfortable. All right? You don't need to push this stuff into your neck or anything. It should just sit there. All right? I think that's everything for now. So what we're going to do, we're going to give you each an instrument, and then we're going to go through all that